Welcome to the special presentation this week titled High RS Stocks, Your Bridge Over Troubled Waters. My name is Todd Shaffer, Manager of Research for VectorVest, and I'll be your presenter this evening. Sometimes our best teacher is adversity. With the market correction in your rearview mirror, what did you learn about your trading plan? As we examined in our presentation of December 1st of 2017, can your portfolio take a punch? Now that the fight has ended, how did you do? In this line of thinking, I wondered how our Worry-Free Investing Challenge contestants held up during this pullback. For those of you who arrived at VectorVest after the Worry-Free Investing Challenge, a little background. We ran a subscriber contest in early 2016 where our subscribers created worry-free trading plans built on high RS sorts. Every week, we identified the best performers for portfolio score, efficiency score, and total gain. The top performer from each category was added to the search group in Unisearch. If we go to the top of the home page and click on the Unisearch tab, if we scroll down, we'll find the searches WFI Challenge. Click on that heading, and we'll see our contestant searches as they were entered for the contest. Of course, during the contest, they all had their own trading plans, but in an effort to see how the searches performed during this correction, I ran a simple test. We started at the beginning of January in 2016 and ran to current. We used primary wave timing. Each test used a profit locker stop of a 50% target gain, 15% stop loss combo. And so I haven't optimized the results of any of these searches. And of course, we held through the down signals, taking no action, letting the stocks stop out on their stops. And of course, the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is because the results are outstanding. I want to examine these results from three perspectives: just overall gain, but also drawdown, particularly after this last market correction, and the percentage winners, how consistently they found winners. So let's start with our top three gainers. The first thing that strikes me is, Mamma Mia, look at that equity curve. What a beautiful thing. And of course, this is what we look for in a worry-free portfolio, this bottom to left to upper right smooth performance, where even though we do suffer pullbacks, we get an ensuing higher high. And while I'll notice that this portfolio did pull back in the correction, some pulled back more than others. Let's look at the performance for JMS. As we said, a total gain of 131%. That was with a drawdown of just under 11%, with 45% winning trades. It was the most actively traded of the group. Let's take a look at the search. Jumping back to the Unisearch page on the JMS long search, you see the operative factors here. We limited our price between $1 and $5, so we're trading low dollar stocks. And JMS also looked for an industry price delta. In other words, the price of the industry had to be greater than 1, had to be rising over the past week. And using our trending function, we're looking for the stock rating to be improving on a weekly basis from not a buy to has been a buy for the past 3 weeks. A couple neat ideas you might incorporate into some of your own trading. Let's go back to the back tester. Our second place performer, THN, had a 94% gain with a 13.7% drawdown, 49% winners. Again, a beautiful equity curve. Let's take a look at their search parameters. Of course, everybody had an RS sort descending. That was a requirement of the contest. But the magic from this search comes again using our trending operator to find the stock's recommendation changing from a sell to a buy for the last 2 weeks, and a stock price that was pulling back for the last 2 days but rose today. So some neat variations on that trending theme. Our third place performer, again a beautiful equity curve, gaining 64.31% on the test with just a 9.42% drawdown and 54% winners. Interesting parameters here. We have the stock's earnings growth rate to be greater than or equal to 20%. And we're looking for a trend again on the stock's open price higher over the past 5 weeks. Again, bringing to the top of that list the stocks with the highest RS scores. So those were the best gainers overall. Let's take a look at those with the lowest drawdown. We'll resort the list by max drawdown ascending. And again, just overall looking at the range of returns here, you have everything from this very respectable 6.64% on MLA. As we scroll down, low teens. Finally get to the high teens on the last half dozen or so. But for me, just 2 searches that are outside my 20% limit. Again, scrolling back to the top, we'll look at our top 3 performers. Starting with MLA, again, a nice equity curve. Flattened out here a little bit in 2017, but also didn't pull back very much in this most recent correction. MLA had an overall gain of 36.71%. That's still 17% annualized, with a drawdown of 6.64% and 51% winners. Let's see how they did it. We have a couple things going on here. First, they looked for stocks with a price between $2 and $6 that were hitting a new high over the past 26 weeks. And they wanted to eliminate any that were in actual downtrends, so we eliminated any stocks that had a sell recommendation. Let's take a look at our next performer. PWG, again, beautiful equity curve. Had a total gain of 45.29% with an 8% drawdown, 48% winners. Their search looked for stocks that were priced lower than $50 and had a growth to PE ratio greater than 0.35. Our next performer, KRJ, and again a nice equity curve, pulled back a little harder here in November of 16, but ultimately went to the higher highs, getting 38.54% overall with an 8.5% drawdown, 59% winning trade percentage. Their search looks for a market cap in the millions, less than 100,000, so I think that's $1 trillion if I do my math right. But we'll set the floor also at $1 billion. Looking for a price to sales ratio less than 1.5, and the rest of our defaults. Before we move on from this section, I'd notice how universally the commission or the trade activity relatively low for these top performers. Finally, let's resort our list by percentage winners. Find out who consistently is finding the most winning trades. We have a range from BLR that had 73% winners. Scrolling down, all the way down to our lowest percentage winners at 30%, but only 5 of the contenders scoring below 40%. Again, looking at our top 3 BLR, another nice equity curve was a little underwater at the beginning of the test period, but started that uptrend early on, continuing right up into present time. Total gain 51%, with a drawdown of 11%, 73% winners. And look at those low trade commissions. And here's an interesting finding. This search looks for a stock price greater than $100. And so did that lead us to more winners with fewer trades? They also had to have sales growth rates that were positive, and the price was higher than yesterday's high. Our next test, LAG, again a beautiful equity curve, gaining 55% during the test period with a 10% drawdown, 64% winners. The critical search criteria here, there's stock's percentage price change for the day. Relative to a custom field, the stock's range divided by actual price times 125 or 400. Essentially finding out stocks that have a percentage price change that's strong relative to the range of the stock's price action. And finally, LFK, again getting a little bit of a late start here as it was underwater for the first couple months of the test. Eventually, though, got its momentum flowing here on a nicely rising equity curve. Overall gain of 26.85%, still an annualized rate at 12.69%. Drawdown of 11.81% with 63% winners. And this is an easy one. The genius here, limiting our offering to the list of NASDAQ 100 stocks. As we come back to our list sorted again by total gain, I want you to remember that I ran these searches cold. I didn't optimize them at all. To be sure, some perform better than others from different aspects. But in addition, these returns don't include dividends, which are often available for high RS companies, nor do they reflect how some strategically placed defensive trades, like the ones you'll learn in the Ultimate Retirement Solutions course, would help mitigate some of the losses that you did suffer. If that's a technique you'd like to learn, just click the link on the home page. But as the smoke clears from this last pullback, I'd ask you, how did your portfolio perform in this last correction? High RS stocks could be your bridge over troubled waters.